Well, good morning, chat. How you doing, guys? Welcome back to another trading session. It is Thursday, so the week is almost ending here. We are reaching the end of the week very quickly, and yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope your week is doing. I hope that you had a good week overall. And yeah, guys, I hope that this Thursday will be a good day as well. Well, let's get straight to the charts and see what we can expect from today's price action. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about yesterday's price action. I was kind of off because I was waiting for price was just ranging. I was waiting for a purge of liquidity and then a move to one of these sides. Yeah, price never purged buy side liquidity here, and it fell down. I was waiting for some sort of a reversal around here on these levels and never came. So I got stopped out here at break even, and then I tried to take advantage of the continuation to the downside. But I guess if I zoom in a little bit here, you can see that I tried to take advantage of the continuation lower, but yeah, I should have probably waited for some sort of a retrace higher. I thought that we were probably heading lower. We had these fair value gaps eventually holding price, but yeah, price decided to move a little higher first and then display slower. But yeah, it was a good day, even being offside. I didn't lose money, so I saw a lot of people. I saw a lot of people losing money yesterday. Even other streamers and other traders. Yeah, a lot of people lost money, and probably there were some people that made a lot of money as well. So it is what it is. We have to accept that reality in trading. So let's get straight to today's business and let's see what the market has been doing so far. So we are kind of stuck inside two NWOGs, as you can see here, an upper NWOG, a lower NWOG. We are playing inside of this blue box or green box, whatever you want to call it, which is a daily fair value gap. We are reaching the midpoint right now. So Asia kind of expanded a little bit, but I usually tend to accept that Asia only plays ranges, so it kind of define the range here. We can eventually say that London manipulated to the upside, taking out Asia highs, and then we moved lower for the rest of the night or of the morning, I guess. And yeah, we kind of supported around this NWOG, and these orange lines that you see here, they are relative to the daily wick of yesterday's price action. So we kind of supported on the first quadrant of it, and we are now trying to reject the wick, moving higher towards probably London highs, as you can see here. We have event horizon right here, so it can move. It can be acting like a somehow like a resistance here. Midnight open, we have it as well here, and these are the relative equal highs, or if you want to call them pre-market highs. So ES already took out pre-market highs, as you can see here. And yeah, let's see what we have as a bias. I would like to see price eventually heading towards London highs. But then then it will be kind of hard to decide what price wants to do after it takes London highs. I would probably look for some sort of a short after taking London highs, but it's kind of hard to frame anything on today's price action, since we already took out Asia highs. I would like to see London highs being taken as well, but I can eventually accept that the market can eventually move lower after taking these pre-market highs. So Con Edison is asking me what's my bias. Well, it's kind of hard to define my bias right now, since we are trapped here. As you can see, we have this NWOG, we have this NWOG as well. We are inside of a daily fair value gap, so it's kind of hard to frame any sort of a bias. I need to see some more action before defining a clear bias. So far, we are rejecting the previous daily wick. As you can see here, these lines, the orange lines are the previous daily wick. These are the quadrants of the daily fair value gap. But yeah, I could eventually accept a move lower after taking pre-market highs, or eventually London highs, towards previous day low, and that would make me believe that we will have a bearish bias. But I need to see price run a little bit more just to have an idea about what's really going on. How long have I been trading? What's my win rate? Well, win rate, it doesn't matter to me about my win rate. Win rate is just a random stat. It all depends. If you can have a 100% win rate or 99% win rate and lose money anyways. So the win rate is kind of, it's just a statistic that doesn't mean anything. And I've been trading with ICT concepts since 2022, 2023 about. But yeah, I've been into trading for much longer. I used for a long time retail concepts. It didn't work, of course. And then I moved to ICT, and things started to work better. So yeah, I've been working with ICT concepts since the end of 2022, eventually about 3 years. So let's let the market run a little bit. London highs are approaching, so the first drawn liquidity that we mentioned is being target right now. Let's wait for the first presented fair value gap, which we don't have yet. When I switched to ICT, you started becoming profitable, but that's not a one-click situation. You have to deal with other things, and I can talk about those other things are just your mental state, your willingness to do trading as a full-time job. I don't know. There's a lot of things that it's not just the concepts. It's the concepts work, and you can backtest them, and you can study them. You can do whatever you want with them, and you will see that they work. But the most important thing here is your mental state and the way you use those concepts. Just like I said, you can have a strategy with a 99% win rate, but still losing money. So the concepts in itself, they work 100%, and if you try to backtest them, you will see that they work. But in reality, things turn to be a little bit more difficult and a little bit more harder to integrate those concepts in the way you think and the way you want things, the way you act when you see something in the market and price action. Well, it's not just the concepts. It's the main issue is always yourself. It's yourself that's the issue, not the concepts. Because it didn't work with retail concepts, but I know some people that they make money with retail concepts. So it all depends on yourself, and of course the concepts. These concepts are really good. I have to admit, one of the best concepts that I ever worked with. Kind of complicated. They are complex, very complex. You have to deal with a lot of things. Yeah, but they work. So keep that in mind, and you can see that we appointed London highs as our drawn liquidity, and yeah, it's reaching for it. So I'm not inventing anything. I'm just using what ICT has been teaching. So London highs, they are being reached. I will take this off. We don't need this. I'm just curious to see what happens after we take out London highs, because so far we have a straight move to the upside. I will mark 930 open. Forgot to mark it on my chart, so I believe that's the candle. Yeah. So 930 open. I'm sorry. So I will take this out. Pre-market highs. We kind of delivered above midnight open, event horizon, and 930 open. We are as well reaching for London highs. This was kind of a fast train to the upside, as you can see here. So, and I'm not willing to take advantage of this move. I know that's the most certain move and with the highest probability, but yeah, if I had to participate on it, there's no there's no risk to reward that would make me want to get in. So I have 930 open here. So yeah, the order block, I just have this order block. I would have to put my stop below the order block and eventually below 930 open and stretch my, yeah, it doesn't offer me any type of good risk to reward here. So that's why I decided just to let it run and see what it wants to do. At this point, looking at NQ, NQ is a little bit behind. Let me take a look at the regular trading hours here on ES. Yeah, regular trading hours. So what do we have at the regular trading hours? So we have this buy side liquidity, which seemed to be interesting. Buy side liquidity as the regular trading hour session. Let me just take a look at M and Q. Yeah, here we took some of this liquidity, but we still have some more liquidity here on the regular trading hour session. Buy side. So I'm expecting price to continue its run to the upside here. There we go. And we are reaching for London highs as well. Nice push to the upside here. Probably towards buy side liquidity as the regular trading hour session. But so far, no entry for me. I would have to engage with the market right at 9:30, and I'm not used to it. I prefer to wait for some sort of a macro or something like that, just to give me that possibility to enter and to interact with the market. So buy side liquidity has been taken as well. So far, a clean read of price action, and price is really pushing here to the upside. Looking, zooming out a little bit here, you can see that we kind of rejected the previous daily wick. As you can see here, we are working towards the top of the daily bullish fair value gap. So we rejected the NWOG here as well. And yeah, now we can eventually expect price to reach for this NWOG and then retracing a little bit lower. But yeah, let's see if we will have some sort of possibility to interact with the market. But so far, nothing that I would like to be part of. It's just a straight move to the upside, and I don't like to be part of these types of moves because they can suddenly end, and I don't like those. So waiting for some sort of a reaction here at 950. So far, a big fair value gap, enticing a lot of people to go long here. Let's just see if this one holds or if it's just a trap to call for more buyers. Let me just stretch this to, not stretch, but take this to my left so I know what I'm dealing with. There we go. So yeah, guys, you can ask me whatever you want. Just put your questions on. Just write down your questions on the chat, and I will try to answer them. But yeah, so far we have a straight move to the upside, even in Q. Let me just take a look at YM just to see how YM is behaving. Yeah, pretty much the same. YM, M and Q. So yeah, NQ already hit the level that we were talking about. So this regular trading hour session, buy side liquidity. We still have some more on the upside. But yeah, this was an aggressive move here to the upside, honestly. Price reaching for NWOG as well. And yeah, all those levels that we talked about, they are being reached in a one-sided move here. Thank you for those likes, guys. Straight move here. But not any kind of FOMO here. There are moves that we have to be very aggressive to participate with. So we have to be aware that not everything that we see it's tradable for us according to our model. So but yeah, I guess the the bearish narrative that we had is that we had on top of the table, it's kind of um yeah, I was thinking for something else. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was saying that the bearish narrative that we could eventually put in place here when price was around here. I guess it makes no sense right now. So let's just see if how price will eventually react as we are touching the midpoint of this NWOG, and we are inside of the macro as well. Let me just check. We'll probably We are trading inside this weekly wick. I will just put it here just to see where price is now. Inside of this weekly wick. So these are the levels of the weekly wick. Let me just see where they are. Where are they? Yeah, I have to move those a little bit more to the side here. Just to see, just to have an idea about where price is going. So these are the weekly wick quadrants. We'll stretch them a little bit. And we are reaching for the top of it. Is this correct? I'm sorry, guys, but I really have to see what I'm doing here. Yeah, I believe so. I will put these in some sort of a just so I can identify them a little bit better. So yeah. Weekly wick quadrants. The daily wick. I believe the daily wick makes no sense to be in here right now. So I will take into account only the weekly wick. Is doing here. Starting to invert. Bullish PD raise. Well, according to the daily range, we are in a deep premium right now. If I take a look into yesterday's range, taking from London high to the low, we are in a deep premium, as you can see. So it can happen that we will retrace a little bit further, but I really would like to see some sort of a higher time frame market structure shift, because this 1 minute is not sufficient for me. Yeah, we have an SMT here with NQ, but honestly, I need to see some displacement to just to validate this small SMT. Seems like NQ wants to push a little bit higher. So right now, this is just another bullish fair value gap for now. Just watching how price is behaving here. Kind of liking how NQ just failed to make another high. But I will wait a little bit more. I don't want to rush into anything here. Hello, Pablo. How you doing? You say that the price is manipulating. Yeah, it might. It might be manipulating. And let me tell you, and let me congratulate you about yesterday's analysis, because you were pretty right about yesterday's action. And as soon as you said that Monday turned out to be a manipulation day, my brain just goes, boo. Okay, I know. Usually Monday manipulates, and I was not, my mind was not thinking about that. But yeah, I guess you were kind of right about the manipulation that usually occurs during Monday, and I was not thinking about that. So congrats on your analysis and your yesterday's bias. It was pretty impressive, I guess. So let's see. Let's see if this, to me, of course, is a some sort of a manipulation here. I don't believe that price will continue higher, or if we will just do a one move to the upside, straight to the upside. I just need to see some weakness happening, um, because whenever we open in a one-sided way, yeah, the majority of times that's manipulative. That's a manipulative move. So I just need to see the market saying that, okay, I just manipulated you guys, so now I will invert and reverse. So I was expecting London highs as soon as we open, and eventually this regular trading hour buy side liquidity as well, because it was kind of close of London highs, and we took another buy side liquidity here, which is great. And now I need to see weakness happening on both ES and NQ, especially on NQ, since NQ is a bit stronger than ES, just to be sure about my short bias. Yeah, you're pretty right. Yeah, I saw a lot of people losing money yesterday. A lot of people lost a bunch of money yesterday because yeah, they were waiting for all-time highs, just like I was. I have to admit, I was more inclined for a bullish bias. I honestly was expecting some sort of a liquidity purge and an inversion. And yeah, at this point, I was waiting for something like that to happen. If price would have given me a purge on buy side liquidity, I would have taken a short. But yeah, it didn't. It just moved straight down. So I was a bit offside yesterday, but I'm pretty happy about being offside and not losing money, um, because I saw a lot of people losing money yesterday. So far, this one is acting as a inverted fair value gap. So we might have some sort of lower move here. Since we are inside a macro as well. Yeah, so far, this one right here, this piece of price action, it's not that precise, but this bearish fair value gap is doing its job. So I'm curious to see if we will have some sort of an entry here or not. Let me just see my size calculator. They're going for that volume imbalance here. Let's see if we can get 50% of this wick here. Somehow a big stop. Let me just see. 755. Guess I took a little bit too long here. Yeah. Damn. Yeah, it took a little bit too long here. I was waiting for, yeah, and it kind of made 50% of this wick here, and it's now displacing down. Let's wait a bit more for another opportunity. I will not chase it here. Let's see if we can get the midpoint of this fair value gap at least. Or the order block. The order block would be great to see. Price already near the first presented fair value gap. The Well, let's see if price wants to give us some follow through here, or if we will get cooked. I think I took this short in a bad position here, but yeah, let's give it some time here. The best spot was definitely around here. But let's give it some time. Was not the best fill. So we kind of rejected the top of the weekly wick. We are working the first quadrant of it, which is this line, this red line here. Now let's see if we can get some follow through to the downside, just to move my stop a little bit lower. Seems like NQ is still pushing. Would like to see NQ losing some steam. We'll just move my stop around above the order block. Now let's see if we get some sort of a follow through here. These levels here are kind of, they can eventually act as support on price, and they can make price react to it. But honestly, not liking how ONQ is not losing some steam here. Just let me take a look at YM. I would like to see this being inverted here, not acting as a bullish one. There we go, some follow through here. Straight to the first presented fair value gap and minus 0.5 standard deviation as well. Midnight open. So at this point, I don't want to see price coming to the upside once again. So I will protect myself just at break even. So another bearish fair value gap here. I hope we can eventually respect the bearishness of this fair value gap here. But at this point, it's a free trade, so as I was saying, midnight open, 9:30 open, event horizon, all these levels here can act as support on price, which is happening right now. But I want to see them fail as a support on price. So we reached event horizon. The projection is working pretty good here. As you can see, levels are being respected. So we are approaching 9:30 open. I will probably take some off here at 9:30 open. Price coming back to the first presented fair value gap just to retrace it. I hope so, which is acceptable. But I want to see it close below its midpoint. $930 open, really acting as support here. Seems like price is kind of trapped here in between midnight open and 9:30 open. And yeah, not liking how price is reacting here. We will probably get stopped out here. I'm watching NQ, and NQ is kind of pushing a little bit, just trying to touch on fair value gap that it has. There we go. Stopped out at break even. First try didn't work. Should have taken partials right at 9:30 here. But oh well, it is what it is. I was anticipating a reaction on price here, but at the same time, I was expecting price to continue a little bit lower since we just touched -1 standard deviation. Now let's see. Let's see what price action brings us. I can see NQ heading to the upside right now. So we kind of inverted this one. Let's see if we can reclaim this as a bullish fair value gap on ES, just to move a little bit higher. Let me just check where price did stop. Yeah, a little bit below equilibrium. Should have taken partials. Now we gotta wait. But yeah, it was an interesting move. It didn't perform like we wish it could perform, but at least we were playing safe. But it seems to me like we will make another run here to the upside. Reclaimed fair value gap. Inverted as well. So price really stopped at 50% of the weekly wick, as you can see here. 950, 50% of the daily fair value gap as well. Yeah, a lot of confluences. A lot of confluences were saying to take partials, but yeah, I was kind of waiting for a little bit lower. So the macro was kind of clean. We missed the main entry. We did entry here on this green candle, and then price kind of moved lower in a clean way, but we missed the profit taking here. Well, now we wait because at this point, I can see a lot of people trying to buy this. So price coming above the 75% of the daily fair value gap. Just watching what YM is doing. Looking at NQ, it seems like it wants to push a little bit higher, but I'm not quite sure about ES, honestly. And we are outside of the macro as well. Yeah. Oh well. I will just take this one out. We'll see what this ends up to be, or an inversion, or if it maintains its bearishness. Yeah, the market kind of stopped right now, so NQ seems to be pushing a little bit higher. I believe ES will follow. But I'm not that convinced because we rejected here these quadrants. We rejected this one. We are trying to work above it. This one as well. I need to see some willingness to get above it. So 1050 is 50 minutes away. I mean, 25 minutes away. Let me see if YM is reacting somehow. Yeah, but still has a lot of liquidity here. Let me push this to the upside. Yeah, so far pushing here. NQ and yes. NQ also pushing. Yeah, we probably missed this kind of protraction model here. But yeah, I was more more inclined to a bearish move instead of a bullish one. Yeah, NQ moving pretty good. He is kind of shy here, moving about 5 handles, which is not that great. Meanwhile, NQ, yeah, it moved quite well. So right now, I believe, since price is just pushing, we can eventually agree that let me just mark this move. Mm. Yeah, we are inside of this range, so it kind of bothers me a bit. Yeah, we fell short here a little bit on the order block as well. A price back to the order block. But yeah, I'm not liking this price action, honestly. We'll wait a bit more. So we kind of touched the order block. See, that's why I don't like this price action. This is why. Well, this is still permissible on price, but because the order block is not just this first candle, it's these consecutive candles. So all this range can be explored by price action. All of this price action just to continue higher, right? There we go. Yeah, but at this point, I prefer to wait for something inside a macro because I don't like how price is behaving right now. And that's kind of unfortunate that we missed the move here. I could have entered around here with this green candle, then waited for another green candle, and should have taken partials here at 9:30. But yeah, it is what it is. At least we are not losing money. We are not making any big mistakes. Sometimes I prefer to protect myself aggressively, um, rather giving space to and room for the market to do whatever it just wants. So what about you guys? Have you done anything yet? Are you waiting for something? Have you taken any positions? What are your thoughts on price action right now? And yeah, price is just moving to the upside. But like I said, I didn't like how it was behaving. The wick here just made me think twice. And we have no real momentum. Um, we have no speed here. So that's why I don't like it. Coming back down once again, exploring the order block. But right now we are inside a macro. 1050 macro. So let's see if there will be some momentum here, or if it's just a retrace to the downside, exploring the breaker. So 1050 macro. A new rejection at the NWOG and eventually at the top of the wick would be nice to see. But we need to have another leg to the upside. Tough day, I believe. Well, if you didn't take advantage of this bearish leg, then you have probably you haven't done anything in the market, because this one here, it's kind of okay. Where did you enter? You could have take some advantage of this down leg, but this price action here, this piece of price action here, it's kind of terrible for me. Yeah, as you can see, there's no speed, nothing. So we are rejecting once again the inverted fair value gap. Let me take out this line here. So kind of hard to decipher what price wants to do now. Shall we go for another move lower? Or will we just hang around here doing nothing? I don't know. $10.50 macro. Shall this be the bearish breaker or a move to the downside? Seems like it. he has kind of failed here. So we have an SMT with NQ. We kind of rejected the NWOG once again. Let's see if the breaker holds. So right now retracing back up. Let me just check what YM is doing. If YM still has those liquidity points here, yeah, but it's kind of weak here. Yeah, so far reacting pretty good here. Above the breaker. Yeah, nice rejection here. Pretty nice. Pretty nice, but it doesn't entice me at all. It's pretty hard to profit from a market that it's doing what ES and NQ it's doing. When you have these hard retraces, um, because even if you have taken a long around here, when I was probably thinking about it, look how price has been behaving for a 2.5 risk to reward ratio. So at some point you would have put your stop at break even, and eventually trailing it a little bit above, and even like that, it's kind of hard to not be stopped out in this type of environment. So there's pretty nothing we can do here. I just regret about not taking partials around here. I had two opportunities here around 9:30. I will rewatch my stream when it was here, just to see and just rewatch how I was reacting to this, because I knew that 9:30 would eventually give us some sort of a reaction, but I guess I've put my trailing stop at -1 and not at 9:30, so that's why I was not able to take out partials. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not losing anything. It's another break-even day, but for what I've seen lately, it's pretty good. Yeah, yesterday I saw a lot of people losing money. There's a guy named TJR, which lost about 250K. I'm not sure about if that's real or not, but I believe so. Because he just showed his trade zealot, and yeah, 250K on a day like yesterday. He was just waiting for longs, and he did long the market twice, I believe, but got stopped out. I believe that his risk management was not the best, too. So, but yeah, I'm glad I do not fall for those types of behaviors. Still waiting, still watching. I believe something will happen after 11, probably around 11:15, 11:30. So I will probably wait for it just to see if we will have some sort of opportunity to engage with the market. But if not, I'm willing to accept it as well. So no problem. Yeah, but so far a boring market since the end of the last macro. Price still behaving like it's waiting for something. I don't know about tomorrow, but we will probably, at least it is scheduled, despite the US being on a government shutdown. The CPI number is still scheduled for tomorrow. So I believe if it is still scheduled for tomorrow, I believe that the New York PM session will not be that interesting. So it usually behaves like that. Whenever we have big news, the day before, the market kind of stall and waits for 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 the day of the news. Yeah, price still, it seems like it's kind of accumulating here, not doing much. Hard to interact when the market is like this. We need to see some displacement first, some injection of speed just to engage with the market, because these types of conditions are, if you try to enter in a market like this uh where it's just moving back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, somehow you will get punished. So you rather wait for some speed and wait for some sort of intention and price than to just engage with it just because of you want to engage. See, imagine if you had engaged with a market like this, you would have spent a lot of mental capital just holding and waiting for something to happen. So you have to wait, and you have to really assess before taking any sort of position if it's really worth it or not. And one thing, it's there's an exercise which I've just heard about, uh, I believe yesterday, or I don't know, which is whenever you want to open a position, ask yourself first, would I be surprised if my stop loss gets hit? And if your answer to that question is yeah, maybe, or if that answer is probably not surprised, well, you should be able to answer to that question is, oh yeah, I would be hella surprised. I would be very surprised if my stop loss gets hit. Um, that's a way to decide if you're taking a risk just by choice, or if you're taking a risk by what your model is saying. So yeah, next time you try to enter something, just ask yourself, will I be surprised if my stop loss gets hit? And if your answer is not, yeah, I would be hella surprised, maybe stay away from it. Maybe stay away, because you are anticipating somehow that the probability to get stopped out is there. Quick question. I'm new to trading. Many people took longs today, but I don't really understand why. Uh, well, Diaz, right? Diaz. Many people took longs. I didn't. I didn't took longs, and I still believe we will head lower. Because we hit London highs, taking a liquidity, and then got in which positive signs for downtrend. Yeah, my initial bias was definitely London highs, because there was some liquidity resting above those highs. As soon as the market opened, where's the liquidity? Well, it's right here, because everybody's making money from this downtrend, and the market tends to punish everybody who's making money. So as soon as we opened at 9:30, we hit London highs, and we kind of manipulated. So whenever you see a straight move from the to the upside, a one-sided move right from 9:30, always be suspicious about it, because usually that's how a manipulation works. It just gives you no time to engage with those longs, but at the same time, it will engage some longs right at the top of the movement. So I believe there's a lot of people, when we reached here, that's still buying. They are still buying, so they get punished once. Then I took the short, but it was kind of late, so I could not take partials here. Then it will entice another buyers here, another set of buyers, because they will think, oh, this will continue, this manipulation, which they don't identify as manipulation, it will continue. So a lot of the longs are being accumulated here once again, and we will probably around, I don't know, 11:30, 11 in between to 11:30 and 11:15 and 11:30, we will probably head lower towards these lows here, which are pretty pretty clean here, I believe. So you say that a lot of people took longs, but those longs, I don't know, they don't make that sense for me here. I was expecting a move higher, but I would rather not interact with them, because I know that's possibly a manipulation move. Yeah, I would say that this is the manipulation, because whenever you go straight from the open to the upside or to the downside, and no retrace, nothing happens to the opposite side of the market, you will probably end up inside of a manipulation. So that's the best way to identify manipulation. It's to mark your 9:30 open, and if you see a one-sided move, that's probably a Judas swing. Most of the times, it's a Judas swing. It's your manipulation move. It's just a move to create FOMO and to entice people to get in. Look what's happening here, and look at the time. I said in between 11:15 to 11:30, we will probably seek for lower liquidity. So let's see if it will, or if we will move to the upside. But you're saying same thing. I was expecting to go liquidity lows up to London highs. Yeah, I was expecting. That's why I opened a short position here. It was kind of late, and I was really hoping and expecting we would go lower, but probably This was too clean, and the market saw that it was too clean, so we have to punish these sellers as well. So we will move once again, punishing those sellers, inviting more buyers, and then we will move lower. It's somehow a double manipulation. So price does it a lot of times. It's somehow like a double manipulation on price. It's hard to decipher, but it usually tends to be a, a double manipulation on price. So right now, this inverted fair value gap is still holding here. I will take this one out because I don't want to be that messy with my chart. So far, bearish fair value gap is being respected here, and it seems like we will head lower. Look at the time, it's 11:15 to 11:30, so as we were expecting it to happen, it's just starting to happen, I believe. Let me just check. So it seems like the down move is happening here. I'm kind of outside of my time window of action, but let's see if there's still an opportunity to get in. Let's see if we will get some sort of a continuation lower, which is what I'm expecting. Does seem like it. Yeah, doesn't seem like it. So far, price respected the midpoint of this bearish fair value gap here. So let's see. Yeah, not really liking how price is behaving right now. Yeah, guess we will get stopped out here. Let's see the wicks are doing a lot of damage here. Let's see. Coming back up once again. Yeah, guess we will get stopped out now. got stopped out here. A minor loss, but at least we tried. Yeah, it seems like we were caught in this environment. I was talking about this environment, but it seemed to me like, in terms of time, it seemed to me like we were heading downwards. But yeah, price doesn't want it. Doesn't want it for now. Guess we got caught in this type of environment where it's just a back and forth action. And yeah, pushing, price is pushing once again. So 1130 didn't give us the downside move that all of us were expecting, or the majority of us were expecting. Still waiting here. just to see if we will have some follow through to the upside here, or if price just wants to stay inside the range, which is this one right here. So once again, reacting to the NWOG. Yeah, but not much happening, honestly. Was expecting another type of reaction here, but so far, nothing. Now displacing. Guess we were too early with the shorts. This would be my last try here. But yeah, not working at all. Yeah, I don't believe this will work as well. Let's just see. Yeah, not liking this. I will cut this off for a small loss. I would like to see just some minor retracement to the downside, but it seems like it doesn't want to give it to me. So yeah, we'll cut this off. Uh, mm, that's a shame. That's really a shame. I really was hoping to see some follow through here, honestly. Well, at least we mitigated half of the loss. Let's see if we will have some follow through here, but right now I have an aggressive stop here. Not quite sure if we will see an aggressive move to the downside. So price kind of stopped here at midnight open, right at the first presented fair value gap as well. And I will probably get stopped out here, but this partial here was kind of needed because price was near midnight open. But we are trying to get below and having a hard time to get below this first quadrant of the daily fair value gap. Yeah, we will probably get stumped out here. There we go. Well, at least we mitigated half of the loss. So this is quite a minor loss. And yeah, right now I believe there is nothing more that we can do. 3 tries, the first one, the second one, the third. So I still believe we will head lower, but I had to mitigate the loss. Let's just see if this fair value gets respected or not. If we close above its midpoint, I will probably end the stream here. But yeah, these conditions are kind of tough here. There we go. Yeah, I'm glad I mitigated half of the loss. Kind of glad I did it. Could have mitigated the full loss, but yeah, it is what it is. At least we end up with a small scratch, I would say. So yeah, guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you very much for being there. Tomorrow will be another day. And yeah, I guess that's it. Stay safe. Don't try to force anything in these types of conditions. You already know. Whenever we have something like this, yeah, just stay away. Don't do it like I did. And that's it. I hope to see you tomorrow again. thank you very much once again for being there. And yeah, see you tomorrow and stay safe. Thank you.